Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to our live stream on the 9th of June 2024. And just before we start saying too much, I'll just sort of give everyone a minute to confirm that they can hear me okay. Just had a couple of audio issues with OBS just now, so hopefully it's all going okay. Yeah, and while we wait for people to confirm that they can hear me and everything's fine on the stream, just let everyone know that I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, so my apologies for that. I'll try to. I'm kind of feeling all right. I just have a bit of a cough and stuff. So yeah, hopefully I can mute the mic if I can feel a cough coming on. But yeah, I didn't want to delay the stream because I know people have been waiting for this stream for a while. So I thought I'd just try to keep it going anyway. So yeah, hopefully I hold up all right. So yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the chat. So just everyone let me know when you can hear me all right. Yeah, alright, I'll just get a few things going in the meantime. Audio's fine, Tony, thank you very much. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. Alright, so now that we confirmed, I'll explain like the, I had a weird thing where like I've got a special mic and then like a standalone mic and a standalone camera, and the camera was trying to take the mic and that wasn't coming through OBS, and it took a few little bits of wrangling and then restarting OBS for it to get it to like recognize that the audio is coming through its own mic. So yeah, apologies for that. All right, so yeah, okay, so live gameplay stream 9th of June. So as anyone who's been following the game for a while knows, it's been an interesting kind of design journey for us. So going back previously, we had the battle mode, which came from the breeding, and the breeding was kind of, we describe it more like the kind of CryptoKitty style, where you breed a creature and then you have your creature and then you can kind of breed with it. And in our case, that's in CryptoKitties. In our case, you could breed with a instantly bred creature, and you can take that into battles as well. But we started exploring the sort of more Digimon, Pokemon, Tamagotchi style of you raise it, you breed a creature and then you can raise a creature, and that sort of raising journey changes the way that the creature behaves in the battles, and you can sort of like influence the breed a little bit. So that really, we explored that, and that changed a lot about what we needed the back end for the creatures to do. Which required us to do a bit of a rebuild. So that's what we have here. So we're showcasing the first version of the rebuild, and we've got some of the features turned off in the menu that you can see here. That doesn't mean that they're completely gone. It's just that we don't have them in this demo, and we'll be sort of like reattaching them to the new backend in the near future. All right. So again, apologies. I've got a little bit of a cold, so apologies if I'm gonna like cough and hopefully I'm not too croaky on the stream. Alright, so let me go through my notes here for what we wanted to talk about. So, gameplay features for the first release, and what features will follow. So this is kind of like the roadmap version. So the village that you can see on the screen here on the top left in the menu, that's kind of like the new big ticket design item that we added. We would love to launch with that. That would be the sort of ultimate ideal, but we wanted to get a build out sort of before that's ready, so that's probably likely the case. So this first build is going to be, excuse me, let me just mute the mic for a second. Sorry about that. So this first build is going to be breeding creatures, trading creatures, and then taking them into Pinball. We mentioned in the last video that we've added like a egg / marbling part to the design, which is there to solve some design issues around when you raise a creature, when you breed a creature, you may not want to start raising that creature immediately, so you've got a little bit of a time frame between breeding a creature and then cracking the marble open, or cracking the egg open and then raising the creature. So the Pinball is the new game that we added. So we'll be showcasing that a little bit in this demo. And we've added a new inventory system into the game itself as well. So previously the game was meant to be about battling, and for the battle mode, and then the arcade mode was the attacks arcade system. So that was kind of the game would be here, and then the idea would be that the inventory and the items management was in Pavilion. But again, now that we've got more of a creature raising system, and you can buy items for your creatures and assets for your village, it really made sense that now the inventory was a bigger part of Wonderman Nation, so we didn't have to build an inventory system. And again, now that there's more going on with the raising of creatures, we needed a notification system, so we'll be showcasing all of those things. And a quick note, so you can go through my YouTube notes. A quick note about the architecture. So again, like it really required like quite a big back-end architectural change between what we had before and what we have now. So you'll see even things like the creatures animating in this menu screen, which we didn't have before. We had a static splash image in the background. I might even stop the game. So this game, by the way, is running in Unity at the moment. Previously in our last demo, we build it in Unity and then publish it to the web, and I'll be running it in the web view. Let me just mute my okay, apologies, I have to keep on muting the mic to go. So in our previous build, we'd run the game in the web view, like in a web browser. But for this one, it's running in Unity, just direct. So I'll show you I'll just sort of stop running the game here, I'll start it again. So I'll show you, we've done a new loading screen just for a little bit of extra pizzazz. So if I play that, we should get the loading screen. Just give me a second to stop it and redo it. Yeah, so here's our new loading screen. So that was just previously just like text running over the menu image. So we add just a little bit of extra pizzazz there. So yeah, so just now that we have this different architecture in the back end, we can do this sort of stuff a little bit easier and faster. So we just thought we'd add that just for a bit of more fun loading screen. Okay, so where to start? I won't show off kind of everything about the game in this video because I did cover all of that in the previous build. So a lot of what we've redone here we have in the previous build, so I don't need to like run through every single little thing to show you how that works, because it functionally works the same game design wise. So yeah, so we'll start with the UI. Let me just get to the game. Okay, so we'll start with the inventory, I guess. So this is our new inventory screen. So you can see in here we've got like currently we're sitting on all, so we can see everything that we have. I'm sort of in front of a banana and a marble, but yeah, I'll scroll around and you'll get to see everything. So yeah, in here you've got your marble creatures. So these are your creatures that you've just bred and have finished breeding and have been born but not cracked open yet. Here's one of your fully grown creatures. So that's sitting at 100% health, ready for battle. And here's one of the baby creatures. So this is one that would be in the village, and these stats down here represent its needs and yeah, whether it's hungry or thirsty or needs love or something else. So these are the baby creatures, and then you've got your food, your village items, and ships. Some of these things will be gone from the build, so we won't have the ships available in the first release, of course. But that'll be coming in the future, so we can kind of just scroll through here. So we have a lot of babies that we've bred into these marbles, obviously through testing. We have to do a lot of breeding ourselves. Where are we? Let's go down here. So yeah, so here you can sort of see the rest of the items. There are a lot of creatures, village items, etc. I'll click on the creatures. So here we have like a little view of the creature stats. But if we click on each creature, we can see a bit more information about it. So yeah, so here we can see whether it's battle ready or not. So that's basically an indication of whether it's been just born and it's still a baby, or whether it's fully raised. So you can't battle with a creature until it's fully grown up. Currently that's sitting at 2 weeks. We may review that in our sort of early gameplay tests, but that's how long it takes. And then some indications around whether it's bred. So each creature gets 3 breeds before it's bred out. And then you have stats around when this creature was born. So I've got some information you can see here around the personality. So we've got star signs and personality types, and they like here's the personality types here, and yeah, star signs etc. up here. So these like star signs and personality types have quite a bit of influence on how the creature will behave, the abilities that it has, and then how it behaves in the village and how it interacts with other creatures in the village. So there's some design around, some gameplay design around how you want to mix those creatures in the village and mixing sort of similar and different personality types to get different effects. And underneath me, you can see there's like some stats. Let's maybe step out of the way there. So yeah, you've got its stats displayed over here. We'll have the ability to change. I can star a creature. I'll show you that. Can't not. And you can change the name of a creature. So we'll have some things around that later on where you can essentially like you can name your creature when you first like crack it open after the marbling, and then you can change the name later on as well. Is one of our designs. So we'll just star this creature, and I'll show you one of the other features. So you might have like for people who have like a lot of creatures or a lot of different items that they have preferences for. We've got this starring, so you can just star that there. And I'll show you the filtering later on. What else? Some of these food. We can show you some food items. So like a donut, for example. So this is going to have a bit more information once we release this, but each of these food items will have some stats in here showing you what food's good for what, and you know, like what's like how's it good for breeding and how's it good for battling, and what's the kind of recovery type for it, and what animals like it and which ones don't. And same will go for the village items, so things like the toys and the buildings, etc. Alright, so we'll show you some of the, so as I said before, you can sort by different things. So sorting by all just shows you everything in the inventory. Sorting by creatures just shows the creatures, like fully grown or marbled, your food and your ship parts. It's all pretty clear. And then sorting by creatures, and then filtering by creatures, and then sorting by starred shows us our top starred creatures here. So we can just we can add those to the favorites or remove them from the favorites here. And then the new notification system, show that as well. So here when you do a breed, we can do a breed as an example. When you do a breed, it will come up in here. Or if you do a battle, if you should have some battles, breeding prizes. Yeah, so you can have like battle for notifications as well. So when you do breeding or battles, they'll all come up in this notification list to show you, your battle ID, your nectar reward from that battle, when it was paid out. And you can check that transaction online. There's nothing under these ones for now. Yeah, so here's our breeding ones. These breeds will take a little while as well, so so this will basically come to sort of see the status of the breeding, and then also to come back and check on the final breed once it's there, but that'll also be in your inventory too once it's fully bred. That's the main thing. We've got some pages here for people's Wonder and Nectar, so this will have your Wonder and Nectar in there once people have logged in their accounts. Okay, so I think that's kind of all pretty clear. So we'll do a breed now, and then we'll try to find that. We have a lot of marbles in that inventory, so it might be a little bit hard to find, but we'll try to do it. Okay, so this is our breed screen. So again, this looks much like it was before, except that it's a rebuild. So there are slight differences. I mean, we've rebuilt it as it was. But for those with a keen eye, they'll see that there are some changes to this. So the main thing with the rebuild is the speed. So right now it's super fast. We have like heaps of creatures in here. It's probably worth actually mentioning the animation system while we're at this. This is probably a couple of good examples here. So right now we've got, what we had before was we had creatures had like a body, and then they had the animated body parts just based on the body. So if it was an octopus body with a like a bird tail, then it would be using the tail animation from the octopus body. That was like a placeholder animation system. It wasn't the animation system that we wanted from the start. What we wanted was an animation system where each single limb would carry its own animation through. So let's say the octopus arms, if they're on the octopus, they'll be animating just with the standard octopus animation. But if that octopus arm went onto a bird or something else, then it would be the bird body with the octopus arm, right? So some really great examples of that would be, I don't know if I can find them quickly, but would be if you got like something like a really slow toad who's got like a slow body animation, then you've got like a wasp wings that are like a really fast and really twitchy. Then you have this kind of really nice contrast, not just between the visual assets of the two bodies, but then between the animations that are happening on the different parts of the body. Yeah, so I'll try to find some good examples here. Okay, so you can see with this one, you've got the octopus limbs animating on the bird, just as they're animating on the octopus. Let's see what else we have. Oh, there was a snail with wasp wings. I'll see if on the other side if I can find a wasp. Okay, yeah. So there we go. So here we have like a snail that's animating with its own sort of own speed, its own character. Meanwhile, you've got a wasp that's like wasp wings on the snail that are animating faster, just like the wasp on the other side. Even though the two different body animations are different, you sort of see the snail is more static and the wasp is like moving side to side. So we've done that new animation system as a part of this rebuild. Alright, so let's breed a couple of creatures. Let's do quite a mixture. Let's do this bird with toad parts with a wasp with octopus parts. Let's see what we get. We'll add a Sunday to the breed. Right now you can give it a name here. But this will be removed in the final build because you'll be naming it once you crack open the marble. Let's call this one 9th of June 2024. Alright, cool. Now for this demo, it should be pretty instant for this baby. So again, that's not the desired functionality. The breed should take a little while, but just for the demo purposes, we've kind of put a few little hacks in just to make this all move a bit faster. Alright, sort by date in here. I just noticed we don't have date in our list. We don't have sort by date. What's going on? I'll sort by name. That might give it to us. Start sign. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to find our creature that we just did. Anyway, sort by type name value. They're already locked. I can see all the filters there, and we've got like a live gameplay. Let me turn off this. Turn off that asset there, so you can see these are the current sort by list that we have. So we can add to those. I'll just turn that back on. Alright, so let's just open one of these marbles. Okay, so if I now click on this marble creature, you can see the marble creature itself. So like you've got like the little creature locked inside the marble. You can see its parentage here, its history. Obviously its breeding history is locked out because it's not ready to breed yet. It's not battle ready. You can see its the birth date of this one and its personality type. We have a thing. This one up here will be changing. This is the where are we here? So this one here is like the stats for the full-grown creatures, but these baby creatures, well, marble won't have it yet. We just have grip, but the baby creatures have a needs graph, which I should be able to show soon, but not in this demo. And then we've got the grit factor. So the grit is how many times the marble will land before it breaks open. So that's essentially like lives in pinball. Alright, so if I go to this break open marble thing, this will take us to pinball, so I better get ready for that. That didn't work. What happened? Oh, it did. It just took a second. Alright, so we'll do a play pinball. So right now we've got our marble that we just chose to play with here. So it's down in the firing range, as they call it, in pinball mode. We've had to learn a lot about pinball vocabulary at this stage. Oh, I just hit a... Okay, cool. Alright. Oh, we're here when it's spacebar. I keep on going back to here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm hitting spacebar. You can see spacebar does the firing mechanism, but it's also taking me back to inventory. I don't know what's going on. I've got like a shortcut button. If I just hold that spacebar down and go back to here, it should be down. Okay, yeah, cool. Alright, so I'm gonna let this go, but marble's gonna go really fast now because I've got the firing mechanism like held all the way down. You've got the control, left control does the left flippers, and right control does the right flipper. Hey, okay. Lost that one straight away. Standard pinball. This is really hard with this bug. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to do that faster so I can... something probably between OBS and this, or like shortcuts. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, I didn't do it that time. Okay, that's good. Oh, come on. I have to open another marble. That was terrible. That's a pinball fail right there. Okay, let's do another one. Hopefully it doesn't do that. Oh yeah, I didn't do that. Flip to the inventory view that time. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm not doing great at pinball today, guys, but this is just a demo. Oh, didn't shoot it fast enough. Alright, locked out again. Look, I'm playing and streaming, so like I'm not at my pinball best. But essentially, once you take the marble to pinball, you get the chance to play pinball. There'll be a high scores leaderboard for people to win Nectar. So that's the monthly prize pools that we've spoken about before, which will then have prize payout like either monthly or weekly. Okay, what else have we got? So that's probably nearly most of this game demo. Actually, let me just check my notes. Sticky notes. As I said, we unfortunately have don't have the village in this one. In this upcoming release, but I can talk about the release updates as we go. Okay, so checking my notes, it's updated creature breeding, yeah, so I showed that, notification screen, inventory screen. Actually, I can go to the notification screen again. We can see our new breed there, so once we did that new breed, we've got our 2 creatures that we used with the Sunday and the date that we did that. That's Australian time, so for a lot of you guys it might be the 9th, but for me in Australia it's the 10th. And then we've got this new creature there. View on pavilion. This should be taking us to inventory like these other ones. If that will take us there yet. No, it doesn't take us there yet. Yep, so these should take us just back to the inventory. Yep, so that's that. What else are the notes? So creature inspector, creature thumbnails, update inventory screen, just check my notes. Okay, so look, yeah, I'll show you this screen as well. So we've got to creatures. As a part of this build, we've just done a little bit of cleanup. So for example, and we've still got a little bit more to do with this one, but previously these creatures, because of all the different limbs, it was really hard to, and like the baby sizes as well, it's really hard to just sort of say the creature just goes there and then sort of have it fill the frame nicely. So I've done a bit of work around having creatures identify like what their body parts are. So you can have things like this bird that's a baby version and its wings are really small, so it kind of zooms in and crops that thumbnail really nicely. Or like this version here, we've got a bird that's got like, you know, octopus limbs and a big tail and wings, etc. Then it sort of crops that much nicer. So we have a little bit more sort of cleanup to do. We want to sort of get those framed a little bit nicer, but we've just done a little bit of work on that, and that's basically done. Let's go back to my notes. Yeah, Aztec Nation Pinball. Yeah, I might have another go at that to see if I can get a better score, because that was pretty lame. Let's see if I can focus and get my pinball on and not just like shoot it down the lanes. Alright, come on, you can do it. By the way, because like I'm looking in OBS, which is like my screen here, but like the game's like on my other monitor, so I'm sort of like trying to play with like a streamed version in a smaller window. So I'm gonna blame that. Okay, I'll try to look over the actual game window and see if I can do any better. Alright, well I'm doing a bit better. The ball's moving a little bit too fast here at the moment though. Alright, well that's down the side lane. Come on. Alright, didn't do too great. We have to do a little bit of design tweaking for the pinball. You see the ball was moving a little bit too fast off the flippers. There's like a torque strength, it's using physics, there's a bit of torque strength off the flippers, so that needs to be tuned back a little bit. So we'll be doing that through to game release, and yeah, obviously once we release the game, we'll be getting feedback from everybody on the game itself as well. So you know, obviously for most games they release and then they keep on tweaking and keep on improving. So we'll be listening to the feedback from the community. Okay, so like in terms of the roadmap, so let's go back to the main menu. So in terms of the roadmap, as I mentioned, the first version of this, we want to have this be this you know, breeding, marble, pinball, kind of like, you know, circle user experience. So that's what we're going to be launching with first. The village is aiming to be our next one, the village / alliances. So you could see we do have that built, as you've kind of seen with our community moderator. He's been playing the game and posting videos from that gameplay mode. So yeah, so we do have a pretty good experience then. We want to like launch that as soon as possible, but a big part of that village thing is going to be the alliances. So the idea there is that if somebody owns let's say one creature and they want to breed with another creature, then joining an alliance will be the way that they can collaborate with other players to have their creatures breeding together, which is kind of a really nice like interactive in-game way of getting those creatures to kind of, you know, interact and get to know each other, but also and sort of help with their raising, but then also breed. I'll kind of mention there that like adult creatures have a good effect on the children creatures in the village, so we recommend people have adults and then breed and then kind of keep those adults around, because that kind of just kind of like in the real world, that helps to kind of guide the development of the children. So yeah, so alliances is important for the next stage of the breeding and the community interaction, and then the village as well for the full raising experience. So village and alliances, we're aiming to release those next, and then a little bit of this is kind of we'll kind of wait and see, you know, what people ask for, and we have to kind of let the game, the community guide us a little bit here. But obviously after this we want to release the battle mode, which we had like mostly done already before anyway. So the battle mode will come, so that's essentially like one of the things that you can, it was initially in the initial design like the main thing that you do with the creatures, but moving forward it's like one of the things you can do with the creatures. And then after that we'll be doing the Wonderman attacks, the Gyrus arcade mode, which that kind of plays in nicely after the battle, because during the battle mode that's where you can discover ship parts, and then the ship parts can be then put together into a ship, and then that's what you take into the arcade mode to go off and you know, get high scores and the attacks game, or like go to planets and find new creatures as you kind of like progress through that game and get your skill up. So yeah, so that's the kind of general flow. So it'll be like the breeding, pinball first, and then alliances and village. They should launch at the same time, and then following that battle, and then following that the attacks. So that's the general flow. We really want to have alliances and village launching after the pinball breeding experience as soon as possible. So that's our aim. Yeah, and we're already working on that as of now. So yeah, so that shouldn't be too far behind. And as I said, we've already got that work developed from before anyway. So it's much faster to do the second time when you've already done it. So you can like reuse that code into your new build, and or you've already got the design proof right there. So you're not sort of exploring and designing and developing and iterating. You're just like going straight for the goalpost essentially. Yeah, so I think I've showed everything I want to show. It's a bit of a shorter demo this time, again, because I've demoed a lot of this before, so I don't really have to go into too much of the design mechanics now. So let me just jump into the chat. I haven't really been looking at the chat while I've been playing this, so I just sort of see where's the OBS chat window. Or maybe I just go to the video studio. Was it YouTube studio screen? No, let me get the window up. Okay, all right. So, any questions? So I'm gonna throw the questions. So it doesn't seem like there have been many questions so far. From Felipe Antoine Major, said, thank you very much, and after the compliment. I can't believe we're only 7 watching, seems like a great game, guess we need to do more marketing. Yeah, I agree. I think marketing is kind of a two-part thing. Like obviously, good marketing will attract eyeballs, but at the end of the day, if you've got a good game that's really sticky and people like playing it, and you create really good mechanics in the game for people to sort of share and bring new people into the ecosystem, then that's the kind of organic marketing that you really kind of want. And that's going to be sort of a good way for us to start. Like, let's just start with a great game. Create great incentives for people to get the creatures together in alliances, and then raise them together and then battle each other. If you can get that loop going really well, then you get a lot from just like having great sticky community ecosystem design. And then at that point, like once you've got those kind of like core mechanics really solid, then that's a great time to do like more like of the other marketing where you sort of pay for ads or you pay for influencers and you try to get more eyeballs in, because if you've already got that great foundation there, then the rest will come. So yeah, so again, thank you for the compliment. We're hoping that once the game releases, everyone can play it and get their hands on it and see how much fun it is. Again, especially with the village was a really great addition to this. Like we can't sort of stress our excitement for that enough. So yeah, once that launches, hopefully the response is great, and then the rest of the marketing just gets easier and easier. Like every eyeball you get in, it stays. For anyone who's really, like into marketing, they talk about that like a funnel essentially. So you've got like this user funnel, but like you don't want those people to drop out. So you want that the cost of like acquisition to be good. You don't want to be paying for like 1 million people to come in and 10 stay. You want to be paying to get like 1,000 people into the game, but then they like organically attract other people. So like 1,000 equals 10,000 or something. So so you want that to have like that organic flow as well. From Raiden, so hard, game looks fun, ! Thank you very much, appreciate that. If you have any other questions, I'll just stay on for a second, because based on what I can see online, what I'm saying is not even streaming it. It's quite a bit delayed. So I'll kind of give it a minute for the Q&A to catch up. Actually, I'll type in the chat too to let everyone know. Okay, so it's posted in the YouTube chat, so let people know they can get their Q&A questions in. One thing I'll do is, like, the last thing is kind of a shout out to our AMA. We're aiming for next week at this stage, like all going well. I mean, as I said, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, but it seems to be, didn't really come on too hard, and it seems to be kind of going away. So yeah, hopefully I'm still nice and healthy for next week. So they're aiming to do a AMA with myself and Razvan next next weekend. So yeah, so I'll do some Q&A here about the game. If there's any sort of like bigger questions for the AMA, then they can come later as well. Let's check in the Telegram. Okay, yeah, all right. No questions in the Telegram either. It seems like everyone's pretty chill and happy to watch and experience. Let me see. All right, so Philippe Antoine Major. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name reasonably not too bad. Thanks for the live demo. Time will come that you won't be able to answer everyone, as there will be too much people. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that. Yeah, the team is working really hard, but at the same time, it's kind of not hard when you enjoy it. So yeah, thanks. The team is working hard, but we're having a really good time on this project. So appreciate the congratulations there. Yeah, all right. Yeah, for some reason, like I can see the stream, you know, in the YouTube studio, and it's like really far behind where I am here. So I don't know what happened there. I feel like it's like 10 minutes behind me. So yeah, I won't sort of hang around for 10 minutes wasting everyone's time with a lot of boring stream. So all right, so I'll say goodbye. Thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the build. Again, you can check out the video footage of this current build versus the previous build. I think you'll see that the speed of this is very good. I don't know if you can see the frame rate counter in the top left window. It's kind of cropped off a little bit in the stream, 600 and something. It's very small on my window there. But anyway, the game is running, what is it? Yeah, 600, around 600 to 700 frames per second. Like it's obviously not like a next gen AAA game, but you can see it's like running really smooth and really fast. And all that said, like even though it's like not massively next gen AAA, in a lot of ways there are like the combinations of creatures actually became a bit more of a bottleneck than we sort of anticipated with the first version, especially because they've all got their own animation systems. So yeah, there is kind of like quite a bit of a load on the back end to do those. Yeah, and as people would know from watching our previous streams, like having those in like live thumbnails, maybe we'll show our live thumbnail system again. Yeah, just before launch. That's very cool. So yeah, so all the animation you can see here, plus a few extra bonus ones, are available like in a like a shop kind of browser window, like on OpenSea, etc. So yeah, so the game's running super fast, super smooth. Add a lot of little polish to it as well while we've been doing this, and yeah, we're really happy with it, and we're glad that you guys are all happy with it as well. Looking forward. Probably the biggest question is going to be like when launch, I guess. So looking forward to releasing this soon. I'd say we've got a few little things to do. So we've got our the last kind of bit of the pinball user experience is like finish pinball, get your high score, and then sort of like just the final kind of creature reveal. So like crack open the marble / creature emerges. So working on that at the moment. We don't expect that to be too far off. Like that should be like a week or two's worth of work to finish that off. Yeah, because there's not too much there that we haven't already done, so that's pretty close. So yeah, so we've just got that, and we're doing a little bit of animation polish, like I mentioned, for the thumbnail images in OpenSea, etc. So just putting a few nice little things in there, so that once these creatures go online for everyone later on, then they just like look nice to everybody, like not just people in Wonderman Nation in the game client. For people who go on OpenSea and they're trading these creatures, they'll get this really nice like sort of more characterized view of these creatures. So yeah, doing a few little things like that just to kind of help the presence of Wonderman Nation outside of just the game client itself before we launch. So yeah, so that said, I mean, again, the when release will be a big question, but as you can see, this release is basically done now. Just a few little bits of polish, some little bit of audio work in the pinball as well. So just a few little bits here and there, but not too much. And then just the final preparations for the launch. So yeah, so it's very close. So I would say, without putting a definite date on it. I guess we can talk about that a bit more next week with Raz as well. So, all right, thanks again for everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and yeah, I'll catch you all again in around a week. See you.